Matilda had no idea that a simple necklace would turn her life into a disaster from which there would be no return. Part 1. The Burden of Desire. Matilda Loisel, a woman so beautiful that people would stop and stare. She looked as if she were born for royal halls and grand palaces, yet fate had played a cruel game with her. She was born into a poor family. No silk curtains, no shining chandeliers, no precious jewels. Just an ordinary life, where even dreaming felt like a crime. She was married to a modest clerk, Loisel, a simple man who worked in the Ministry of Education for a small salary. Their home? A cramped little apartment, faded walls, worn-out furniture, chipped utensils. But the real problem wasn't poverty. The real problem was Matilda's heart, which had already refused to accept this life. She would often stand by the window and think, if only I had been born into a wealthy family. In her mind, dreams would form: polished floors, silk drapes, luxurious dresses, dazzling jewels. And then she would return to reality, where she had nothing. Her husband wanted to see her happy. Every day he would smile and say, "Matilda, you are so beautiful. Try to be happy." But his words never reached her heart. She had begun to hate her poverty, so much so that whenever a rich woman passed, she would lower her gaze, as if ashamed of herself. Part 2. An invitation, a desire. One evening, the door opened and Loisel hurried inside. He held an envelope in his hand, his face glowing with excitement, like he had found a treasure. "Matilda, look what I got!" Matilda opened the envelope without much interest, but the moment her eyes fell on the card, she paused. It was an invitation from the Minister of Education, inviting them to a grand evening reception. Loisel's eyes sparkled. "I worked so hard to get this invitation. I wanted you to be happy. All the important people of the city will be there." But Matilda's face fell. She tossed the card onto the table. "I can't go." Loisel was stunned. "Why?" Her voice carried pain and a hint of pride. "I have nothing to wear. How can I stand among those rich women?" Loisel fell silent. He thought for a moment, then said softly, "What if I give you 400 francs? Could you buy a nice dress?" Those were the savings he had gathered over years for a small dream of his own. For the first time, Matilda's eyes lit up. Yes, maybe. And in that moment, a desire began to take shape into reality. Part 3. The Illusion of Shine. The dress was ready, silk, elegant, so beautiful that Matilda smiled at her reflection. But the happiness didn't last long. She grew restless again. "What's wrong now?" Loisel asked anxiously. Matilda said softly, "I don't have any jewelry. How can I go with an empty neck?" Loisel replied gently, "You can wear flowers. Natural flowers look beautiful too." But to Matilda, this felt like an insult. "Flowers? You want me to go like poor women?" Silence filled the room. Then suddenly, an idea struck Loisel. "You know Madame Forestier, right? Your friend. She has plenty of jewelry. You can borrow something from her." At once, Matilda's face lit up. The next day, she went to Madame Forestier's house. When the jewelry box opened, it was like a new world appeared before her. Diamonds, pearls, rubies, gemstones, everything sparkled, like her dreams had come to life. She picked up each piece, tried it on, admired it, but her heart settled on none. "Do you have anything else?" she asked eagerly. Madame Forestier smiled and brought out another box, and the moment it opened, Time stood still. A necklace, resting on black velvet, shining like stars in the darkness of night. Matilda's hands trembled slightly. Can I take this?" "Yes, of course." She placed the necklace around her neck, and when she looked into the mirror, she felt as if she had finally become the woman she had always dreamed of being. This is the one. Part 4. A Night of Radiance. That night finally arrived. When Matilda looked at herself in the mirror, she could hardly believe her eyes. She was truly beautiful. No, tonight she was more than just beautiful. She looks like a woman who could rule hearts. The silk dress fit her perfectly, as if it had been made just for her, and around her neck was that necklace, drawing every light toward itself. When she entered the minister's palace, it was as if time stood still. All eyes were fixed on her. Men couldn't stop looking at her, and in the eyes of women, jealousy began to shine. The minister himself approached her, spoke to her, smiled at her, and Matilda, she lost herself in that moment. She danced, she laughed. With every step, she began to feel like she truly belonged to that world, a world she had always longed for. That night, she forgot everything, her reality, her poverty, and even this, that the shining necklace around her neck was not hers. Matilda's night of glory had begun, but beneath the sparkle of the silk dress and shining necklace, a single moment of carelessness was waiting. A lost necklace, a secret she didn't know, and a price far greater than she could imagine. Would her dream night turn into a lifetime of regret? Discover the shocking truth behind the necklace. See how Matilda's choices change her life forever. Watch part 2 of The Necklace, a tale of desire and sacrifice. Subscribe now to the Epic History Vault and turn on notifications so you don't miss the dramatic conclusion of Matilda's story.